Hey Ken, here are your carburetors. I'm going to go over quickly, excuse all the noise in the background. I'm surrounded by leaf blowers and maintenance crews. Anyway, installing the fuel line, you want to use 2 wrenches, one to stabilize the fuel fitting in the float bowl cover and the other one to do your final tightening. Otherwise you take the chance of ripping the threads out. Next up, what you want to do is mount the carburetors loosely. This is your air log, your air collector. What you want to do is mount the carburetors loosely, install the air collector, and then tighten up the carburetors, pull the air collector off, do the final tightening on the carburetors. What I meant to say is you are going to put the air collector in place, snug down the carburetors where they don't move, pull the air collector off, do the final tightening on the carburetors, double check that this goes on because there's enough movement in these carburetors that the air that you could button down the carburetors and the air collector would not go in place. You have adjustment right here on the choke levers to make them line up with the cable coming down. A couple of things to consider on the carburetors themselves. The carburetor only idles on the first barrel of each carburetor, and the only idle mixture screw that works is this one. This screw is a dummy. It doesn't do anything, just leave it alone. And this would be where you're adjusting your carburetor mixture to run on your particular engine. The G55, we've been updated you to G65s for better running with the crappy fuel we have nowadays. If the carburetor loses idle but will run above idle, the G55 is the problem. All you have to do is unscrew it and unclog the little teeny hole on the end of the G55. The other thing you got to that I'll adjust for you, but to be considered of, is the amount of movement on this second barrel counterweight, and that is adjusted here. What you want to do is have it to where the follower, as the first barrel closes, the follower here artificially closes the second barrel. You want to make sure this is not so tight that you artificially are opening the first barrel. So those take a little bit of adjusting, and that will be affected. That can be affected by your idle speed, which is your screw right here for idle. And now I'm going to do a cold start. Let's see, I used the synchrometer here to adjust the carburetors, and let's make sure you can see all this. And what we're looking for, we want to achieve very little airflow through the second barrel of each carburetor, as little as we can, 3 or below. That's what we're looking for in terms of a number. Yeah, right. I'm getting this position where you can see the numbers. And then what we want to do is balance the airflow through our first barrel of each carburetor, and then adjust our idle mixture screw. And then we'll also be using the tachometer here to help with getting our best idle speed with the idle mixture screws. And also what I'm doing, of course, is a cold start for you. All right, there we go. Let's see. Switch on. Choke. And by the way, it was a cold engine, by the way. Now then, you can't adjust these things until you get the engine up to temperature. Alright, thermostat just opened. Go back up here. What you want to do is disconnect the throttle linkage so each carburetor runs individually. So we got that off. Make sure the carburetor does not run away with itself. Alright. We want to check our airflow. Almost no airflow through there. 2 or less is great. Even less than that, great. What we're going to do now is check our airflow through our first barrel. Make sure those are synchronized. That's running at 4 right there. Running too much right here, so that was my fault. I didn't pull up hard enough on the linkage here. Alright. So we're running at 4 right there, obviously because I've already adjusted these things. And what that's giving us, right, and then we're going to do our idle mixture screws. Start with this one over here. And what we're going to, let's see if I can do the RPM at the same time. Let me, too damn difficult. Alright, pull up on this in here. Alright, what we want to do is get our best idle. Alright, this is ridiculous. Okay. Now then. Now you got some glare here. Alright. Our goal is to get our best idle. Adjusting the idle mixture screw. And you can see the idle will degrade as I screw it in, and then I screw it back out where you get our midpoint where this thing runs the best. So you're losing idle, back it out, pick up the idle again, starting to degrade again, so we go back, we get our best idle. I prefer analog to the digital because they're just bouncing all over the place. So I use my ear mostly. Tell when it's running the best. Do the same thing over here. This carburetor. Anyway, put that up there. Now the next trick, of course, is to adjust your throttle linkage to where when you install the ball, it does not alter your adjustments. All right. Got a nice pickup. If it backfires, back out of your idle mixture screws. And if you ever get any dripping out of the accelerator pump discharge nozzles, it's this check valve, right? If you get any dripping out of the accelerator pump discharge nozzles, it's this check valve right here. It's got some dirt in it. I think I got you set up at a good idle. I don't know what happened to this thing. It's not working anymore. Not the carburetors. My oil tack is bouncing all over the place. Okay, that's a little bit better. Anyway, got some good carburetors. Try a hot start. You got you some good carburetors. Thank you for your patience.